Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to week number 2 to the course. I'm glad you stuck around for the second week. You guys did a lot of work last week. It'll take me a few days to get that graded and back to you. Some of it I have graded and returned. Some of it I haven't yet. So please be on the lookout. You should get an announcement, the little bell in the upper right-hand corner beside your name and photo will have a like a little red notification dot once you start getting scores back. And I also think you probably get a email as well from Brightspace. So be on the lookout for that return work. Also in your video bongo, as I score those, you will get a score plus I will record a video, a return video to you and give you feedback there as well. So always make sure that you check that. So week 2, I wouldn't say is light, but it's a little less heavy than week 1. There's no discussion board. You have a consulting report related to Trader Joe's. We'll go over that in just a second. You have a quiz. It's a 3-question quiz. I wouldn't say that it's a trick question quiz, but if you just go into it and you haven't read the material and you don't put a lot of thought behind answering the questions, you'll probably not do as well as you want to do. So what I will do is I will schedule a short, what I call drop-in session on Saturday. It will not affect your grade if you come to it at all. However, I will work the quiz, all 3 questions in that drop-in session. So if you want some help, then I suggest you attend that drop-in session, and I will send out a link to that. I use Google Meetup or whatever it's called. It's relatively painless and easy to get it to work. The school has Adobe Connect, which has every feature known to man on it, but sometimes getting the sound and video to all work correctly is a bit more difficult. And Google Meet is free to everybody, and it's pretty easy to use. So be on the lookout for that invitation on Saturday. If you can't attend, no issue. It will not affect your grade either way. All right. The other thing that you'll need to work on this week is the coaching versus mentoring. A few of you have already turned that in last week. That's great. This is the AICPA course on coaching versus mentoring. You actually get some CPE out of it. So if you need that, then you can, if you have any type of certification, you can put that towards your CPE because AICPA is listed with that. So you get 2.5 hours. It'll take you about 2.5 hours to do it, to watch all the videos and to answer the questions and take the quiz. So please make sure that you set aside enough time to do that kind of in a quiet place. Yeah. Let's talk quickly about the Trader Joe's consulting report. I haven't looked at your first consulting report, but just a bit of insight on Trader Joe's. Things to think about here is what sets Trader Joe's apart from other grocery stores and what makes them different. What really sets them apart. And some keys here are customer service, employee engagement. Um, they use basically a non-branding strategy, right? They have their own brands. They don't have all the brands that we typically have. In fact, if you go to um, Trader Joe's, at one time they were moving lots and lots of wine. It was called the $2 Chuck because you got a bottle of wine for $2, and it was pretty decent wine to beat that. I think Costco's still the #1 retailer of wine in the U.S., but I think Trader Joe's probably not far behind them. So in your consulting report, you got to talk about strategic thinking versus operational thinking. So you need to identify strategic and operational thinking that applies to Trader Joe's. So I just give you some hints to some of that. You'll also need to do a SWOT analysis. So here's what a SWOT analysis would look like. My suggestion to you is put that exact same table into your consulting report. If you do this, it will guarantee you good points. Instead of writing it out longhand, these are the strengths, this is the opportunities, this is the threats, this is the weaknesses. Just put this table in there and fill it out. You'll be perfectly fine by doing that. So that's kind of my hints related to Trader Joe's. And the last and final thing for this week is just keep in mind that next week you have your first project, which is applying strategic and operational thinking, right? So you might want to, if you have some extra time, once you get these other items kind of out of the way, as you start to think, you look at the guidelines and the rubric, you really start to think, okay, what do I need to do, and do I need to spend any time this week on this project? I would suggest working ahead a little bit on this. That way, you've got a little bit of time to reflect and to refine it a bit, right? All right. So if you have any questions, let me know. I will let the text answer the questions about the differences between strategic and operational thinking. But if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Otherwise, I look forward to grading your week one work, and I will send you out an invite for the drop in on Saturday. Otherwise, have a wonderful week. Thanks. Cheers. Bye bye.